What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, today we're going to give you a quick update on what's happening with Solana because it is a rather important moment that I think you need to be aware of. So with that in mind, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's go ahead and let's get straight into the video. So looking at Solana here, what we can see is that its price has quite recently, made some pretty interesting moves. In the last video, I said, hey, listen, you need to be very, very aware of the fact that Solana just made a very, very important move. I mean, we saw its price come back up and cleared to the top side, the 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone, which opens up the door for Solana to make a beautiful continuation and a beautiful move to what could be as high as not only past its previous high, but possibly even up towards our old all-time high, like $230, $240, $250, right? But I told you all that it's not going to be a quick ride, right? It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be that simple. We're probably going to see a little bit of traction up and down until then, but the general route and the general direction of Solana over the long term should be upwards, especially considering the fact that we did just clear this previous point of resistance, right? We saw the 618 to 786 box get cleared. That's a huge step. Now, do go watch that full video if you do want more information about that. Now, what I told you all, though, is that we need to watch pretty carefully about what happens now that we are within this 618 to 786 box. I said, look, Solana's price is pulling back. We very easily could see this thing try to find a level off of some support and continue upwards. But if this support does hold, there's a couple levels to the downside that you need to be aware of. And there's also a couple reasons why a move to the downside wouldn't be the worst thing ever. So let's kind of discuss that now that it is becoming a reality. So what we can see here is that Solana's price is currently trying to find some support on top of the 618 to 786 box. Now, currently the 618 level is at $167, meaning that this is the key level of support. This is the level of support that you need to be watching the most closely. If Solana's price is capable of holding support here, it very well could continue upwards, right? It very well could continue upwards. And you can see that as of now, up until I'm recording this, it has been doing a good job, right? It has been holding support extremely well. And I think that that could continue on. I don't necessarily think it's the most likely option, but it definitely could. Now, in a situation like this, what I've come to realize is that I think that we're going to see Solana at 240, 250, 260, 270, right? And so because of that, I've actually decided that every time we hit one of these massive support levels for Solana, I'm actually now going to be doing a little bit of buying. And so as a result of that, I've decided that I actually am going to pick up a little bit of Solana around this $167 to $170 level. Not a lot, but a little bit. And the reason being is because I think that since we did clear that 786 box, at some point, whether it's here, whether it's here, whether it's here, I don't care. Solana is going to find support and it is going to continue upwards. That's what I believe is going to happen. And so as a result of that and expecting that that is going to happen, why not at least just pick up a little bit of Solana? My average cost is still extremely low, within the low 30s, right? At one point it was in the 20s, but I've been buying a little bit still. We're in the low 30s. I have a lot of room to work with within my profit margin, and I want more Solana. Simple as that. I think Solana's going to hit $600 one day. And so because of that, I am, again, going to be buying some Solana at each support level. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be buying some Solana here, boom, around 167. And if it continues upward, fantastic. If it doesn't, and it does continue back to the downside, I think we would see Solana's price come back towards $159 to retest this previous point of resistance, try to flip this previous point of resistance into support. And so because of that, I would then be buying a little bit at 159. And if 159 gets lost, I'm buying a little bit more at 142 at this previous point of support here, because this is your very first level of support on this interaction of the trend line that we would have lost, which I would explain in a future video if for some reason we do end up that low. Now, I don't personally think / know if we're going to get this low, but at the end of the day, you always want to be prepared for it. And so that's what I'm preparing for. And so currently speaking, my next three moves are buying a little bit of Solana here, a little bit more around 159, a little bit more around 144. And if we for some reason go to 120, a lot more down there, and consistently picking up more and more Solana on its way down. But I don't quite think we're going to go down this low. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think Solana is going to try to find a higher low and look for some type of support, continuation, maybe even consolidation for a little bit longer, maybe even throughout the summer, because summer is historically a boring month for crypto. So because of that, guys, I mean, it's quite simple. Like, it's really just quite simple. I don't even know how to break it down even further than that. It's just, I look for the best times to buy things over the long term, and that's what I do. It's not hard. It's not complicated. It's nothing like that. I say, okay, do I think over the long term this will have turned out to be a good time to buy Solana? If so, I buy a little bit. I do the same thing with Bitcoin. I do the same thing with altcoins. I keep it very simple because at the end of the day, I don't care if I buy at 170 or if I buy at 159, when in the grand scheme of things, Solana could hit 600, 700 bucks one day. I won't really care. It won't make much of a difference. And so because of that, I just look for rational reasons to buy that, in my opinion, will keep me from feeling this like, whenever you buy something and then you regret buying it, like, oh, I bought it out of emotion, and then you start to like get emotional, and then you want to sell it. I like to avoid all that. So I just buy it in rational times where I can associate that purchase with a point of rationale. Like, okay, I rationally bought that. I was not being emotional. And that's how I feel right now. So main point of what I'm saying is, look, Solana very easily could bounce at any given point off of one of these levels now that it is starting to come back down and find some support. And in preparation of that, since I don't know which one it's going to bounce off of, I'm just going to buy a little bit on each one and buy a little bit more the lower it goes. And I will break even on these purchases at some given point. I'm rather confident in that. So guys, that is going to be about it for today's video. Very quick, very simple, very easy. You guys know I don't like to overcomplicate things here on the channel. If you do enjoy that, please do let me know by smashing the like button on this video. You can also let me know by subscribing to the channel if you are new. Don't forget, I'll be home in 3 to 4 days back in the studio. My audio video will be much better, so don't judge me too much right now, but I can't wait to see you all next time. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic Saturday, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.